So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Wizards. A couple of just insights that I had that I didn't mention. I got a pair of Wizards a couple months ago. Actually, my friend Al Delega sent them to me. There's a loaner set that Leon put together because they're expensive frames, and he put this loaner set together that he's been sending around to different spots in the country. I think in the country, just in the U.S. So that people could try them out and give their feedback and potentially buy them or at least skate them and share with people what they think. Um, so here they are. So these are the NR100 Wizard frames. These are a flat 100. They are 4 by 100. So these are 100 millimeter mushroom blading undercover wheels. I have them on with 50/50 bearings. The frames themselves are UFS, so they'll fit on any UFS boot. They will perform best with a carbon boot, like the Seba. The reason is that they want as much responsiveness as possible. This is a fairly tall ride height. In fact, it's not as low as it can be. Maybe it is. Maybe it's got that little rocker going on. It requires a slightly tall ride height, and as a result, putting them straight to the carbon is the way to go. I have my sole plates here. Here. So these are the sole plates that come with the Seba CJ that I really liked for sole grinds and royales. I had to take these off in order to put on the Wizard frames, and the reason is that I want as little distance as possible between the bottom of the boot and the Wizard frame, and that gives me more responsiveness. From my perspective, I haven't really skated these enough to have a good opinion on them. My first impression video is up, and it was a pretty good ride. I think that they feel smooth, really smooth. The 4 by 100 is an amazing feeling, and I actually had that feeling with K2 R100s before. Let me see if I can find those. So these are the K2 R100s. These things are what some people call the poor man's Wizards. So these are also 4 by 100. They are UFS. And interestingly, the R100 has 2 UFS mounts. So you can move them forward or backwards depending on where you want to mount them. I didn't experiment very much with this. I'm not really sure what that's for. Personally, I like it when my wheels are perfectly centered under my foot and the line of the wheel is perfectly in line with my foot. That is, where was it? I think the first mount for these frames. And it felt great. These skated fine. I didn't have any issues with these aside from the length. They're about the same. They're about the same as the Wizards, a little bit longer, but you can see they're long. So if you look at the toe, this is where, like, if you were skating so this is that rollerblade UFS aggressive frame. You can see where this mounts. It's a lot longer. So this is the rollerblade UFS frame that I would be using. They're much longer than this. And the problem is, when you're skating and you're doing crossovers and stuff, if you're, get the other one. If you're skating, and you cross over, you have a tendency of rubbing your toes together. And that is scary. So especially if you're skating fast, if you clip your toes, it's a problem. The shorter the wheelbase, the better for me, but there is a limit. So I like a wheel that goes flush with my toe. These are too long for me. The way that I skate them, though, has to change. So I've noticed with the Wizard frames, doing crossovers and things, if you watch, Sean Unwin or Leon, they don't do a lot of crossovers. They do a lot of feet on the ground, kind of flowy sort of stuff, that's what I need to learn. And that's what I'm going to be focusing on the next month or so. I think that the Wizard concept is really sound. I love doing slides. I love coasting with them, almost like skiing, but I'm not a huge fan of skating them as an urban skate. It is something different. And I don't quite know what that different is yet. I'm going to continue skating them and experimenting and posting videos and seeing what I can do with these frames. I'm not a big footwork guy. I'm also not a big go large at the skate park guy like Joey or Todd is. I'm not sure what I'm going to end up doing with these. And I think that's the review. You know, if it comes to a point where I can't figure out what I can do with these frames, you know, that's a pretty good conclusion that they're very niche. And maybe they're great for some people, but they're not great for everyone. Um, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying them. I'm going to do all of the lions and the gazelles and things like that, all the different footwork tricks. And yeah, let's see how they are.